Sarah Oates here with Divi Space, and in this video I'm going to show you the basic settings for Page Builder Everywhere. So if you go into the back end of your website under Appearance and then Widgets, you're going to see that now that you've installed Page Builder Everywhere, you've got a bunch of new settings here. So above the header, below the header, footer, above content and below content, and they're pretty self-explanatory. Essentially, you're going to be putting any layout that you can create, whether that's a row, a section, or a layout, into one of these areas: above, below, in the footer, above content or below content, and you're going to use this new little widget here to be able to do it. So let's have a go at putting in a footer. So if we come over here, we've got one of our layouts that we've downloaded from the Divi Space website, and then at the bottom of this layout there's this beautiful looking footer, but we want that to be rolled out across all the pages of the website. Well, we can do that. So what we need to do is firstly save this section. So basically you can create any section you want. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be this entire section. If you wanted this to be on every single page, you could do that. So we're going to go down here to the footer. We're going to right click and say Save to Library. All right, Sendex footer. And that'll do. Sendex footer. All right, and then we're going to say Save. Now we're going to come back over to our widgets and refresh this page. Grab this Divi Page Builder Everywhere widget and put it into the footer. And then we can see it's here. Obviously, I've already done this once. Here, Sendex footer. We're going to undo the title and then click Save. And then when we go back here and exit out of the Visual Builder, we're going to see you'll actually end up with two footers, because it's now going to put this footer even on this particular page. So if we come down here, we can see that the footer is even on this page. So we will actually have to delete it out off that page. But you'll see now, if we go and find a blog post, that you're even going to have it on the blog post, which is really useful because footers are really hard to do with the blog post unless you're going to use the Divi Builder to completely lay out those pages. So there you go. We can see that we've got this beautiful new footer. Now, if you wanted to make edits to those layouts, all you have to do is go and find it under Divi and then Divi Library. And you're going to see all your layouts. So we can see our Sendex footer here. We could edit this if we wanted to. So you could change out the logo to be something else. You could change out the text, whatever you wanted to do with this, you would be able to. And then you would find that that would then roll out across your whole site, all of those changes. So let's go back to Appearance and then Widgets again, just to have a look at some of the other settings. So you can see that obviously you can put any layout in any of these spots. You might have like a promo bar that you want to put above the header. You can stick that in here. You might want to have something below the header. You might want to have more fancy social media icons, for example, and you don't want to have to use what Divi comes out of the box with. Well, you can do that here. So that's really useful. You just need to make up the layout. So again, either a row, a section, or a layout, and then you can put it there. So I'll show you some of that in just a second as well. But the other thing I want to show you is you've got Conditional Logic. So this is part of the new Page Builder Everywhere, and if you click on Where, then you can select where you actually want this to show up. So you may have a different footer that you want to show up, or a different header that you want to show up on particular pages. You might have like a promotion going and you only want to show the promotional bar on your product pages, for example. Well, the way you would do that is you would come here and you would go post type, and then you would select product. Obviously we don't have Woo installed on this one, but we could do it with projects, or we could say page and just have it show up on posts. You can even, and we'll have a video to show you through all of this, but you can even do your 404 pages, your search pages, your archive pages. So this is a really great way to be able to target those pages specifically with some content. So you can change out your footer, have a different footer, but I think probably more likely you're going to want to use that above the bar and have like promo bars on certain pages, or you're going to want to have like a 404 page that only shows up for people who are logged in versus people who are logged out. It's really exciting, some of the things you can do. So we'll have a whole video just on the Conditional Logic later on. All right, now for now, I'm going to get rid of that because we don't need that right now. But what I do want to show you is here under Divi and then Divi Library, we want to just have a look at this here. So one really important thing is that they need to have a type here. They need to have a section, row, or layout, or it's not going to work for you. So just make sure that they do have that. The way to do that is when you add a new one here, it will do that for you. If you save something from within the Divi library, it will add it for you. The only time it won't add it for you is if you use one of those like duplicator plugins, then it won't actually add the type. So just make sure that you be aware of that. Now the other place that you can actually add things is within modules themselves. So I wanted to show you how this works. So if we come back to this page, we'll just refresh it again. Make sure we're working on a fresh copy of it. So see here we've got tabs and we've just got like, you know, something fairly standard, but something that's achievable. They're using a little bit of code to do a 1/3, 2/3 type thing. But say we wanted to put the pricing module actually up in here and we wanted to have one lot of pricing module for monthly versus one for yearly. Well, that's really easy now. So the way you would do that, firstly, you would need to save that, which I've already done. And so I'll just show you here, we've got this here in the layout, monthly pricing. So all I did was I right clicked on that whole section and I saved it, or the whole row I think I did. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come down to this tab section here, go into the settings, go into monthly, and here you can see this is where we've got like the normal stuff here. So they've used like a little bit of code to do a 1/3 to 2/3, then with text, but we're going to delete all of that out and we're going to click here on this new little icon, add. And now you can select again you can put your footer in there if you wanted to, but obviously that's not going to look very good. So we're going to put our monthly pricing and say okay. And now you'll see that it's turned up there. You can actually see in the text area that it's added some code and it's also added a short code. And this number here relates back to the layout. So if we go back over to this layout here and look for the monthly pricing, when we hover over it, you can see down the bottom in that very small text, it says post equals 10078. Or if we click on edit, you'll actually see it up here in the URL, 10078. And that's the number that is showing up for us in this tab area. I don't know where that went just then, but let's go back in here. All right, so we're going to need to do that again because it didn't save it. So we're going to go add, and we're going to go and add our monthly pricing, click OK, and as I've said, it's added this here and we've got the 10078. We're going to click save, and then we will click update. And then I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So it's super easy. You can save any layout that you can come up with. So whether or not you're going to get layout packs from us, or whether you're going to use some of the free ones from Elegant Themes, or whether you're going to come up with something completely unique in your own mind, you can really expand what you're able to do. So here you can see in this tab, now we've got a whole pricing table sitting inside a tab, and you'd now be able to have monthly and then yearly. You could just change out some of the details, but still have another pricing table there with a little bit different details. So if you can imagine some of the things you could be doing, you could be changing this into a slider, for example, and then you could have this showing on one and then slide through to a whole lot of more testimonials. We're going to do some other videos to show you how you can use some of these things, but essentially if you can create a layout, then you can put it either above or below the header, you can put it above or below the content, you can put it in the footer, or you can put it inside any module that has that text box. So really exciting. I hope this has been useful. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.